Hi, friends. Hello, hello. I hope everybody is well. I hope everybody is safe considering the stormy weather we've been having in different parts of the United States. Today, we're going to have live with me, immigration lawyer Alena Shautsova, where I'm going to share with you the most recent immigration news. We're going to talk about Kamala Harris and what her revealed immigration agenda is, what she will try to change or achieve if she is elected the president of the United States. We're going to talk about little updates with regard to various groups of immigrants in the United States. Updates relate mostly to court related changes or future changes rather for asylum seekers connected to work permits. I spoke about those updates before. And of course, I'm going to be answering your guys' questions. So please join me. Share this live. Let me know where you're watching from. Make sure that you sign up for my channel so that whenever I go live, you will receive notifications and you will have an opportunity to ask your questions and educate yourself about various aspects of the United States immigration law and, of course, receive different tips. I do share sometimes invaluable information or information that rather you would have to pay a lot of money to immigration lawyers at a private consultation to learn. But here you have an opportunity to ask me questions for free. All right. So I hope you guys are all right. Kansas City, Chicago, nice to see everybody. Thank you very much, guys, for your gifts, for your hearts. If you're watching me on TikTok, thank you, guys. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Afghan. Hi, John. Hi, everybody. So we're going to discuss little updates. And let's start with the first update. I hope it's going to work and nothing's going to disconnect. So here we go. Kamala Harris announced in a nutshell what she is going to try to achieve with regard to immigration if she is elected to be the president, or rather she shared her views, let's say. Of course, it's a very challenging time for her because she has to balance perhaps what she really wants to do with what her people who's going to be voting her want to do. And now we know all that immigration is a very, very hot topic. So I wouldn't expect her opposed to Trump to talk about anything super radical in the view of the opposing side. I don't think it's going to happen. But a couple of points that she shared are promising. And here they are. I'm not making them up. Here we go. All right, I am sharing screens of the news on my YouTube and Facebook channels. For people who watch me on Facebook and YouTube, there are some screenshots here. So what's happening is that just yesterday, she was talking at one of this pre-election campaign rallies, and she mentioned two important points that probably will be the points that will be one more time, again and again, raised by Democrats. Number one, she stated that she is for border security. Unlike previous times, Democrats do not deny anymore that there is a border security crisis. They say that there is a problem at the border. And she did say that she is for border security, and she did say that she was supporting that bill that was supposed to have been passed that will allocate more funds towards the border and hopefully would alleviate the burdens on many of the officers by basically increasing the number of officers who may handle the situation at the border, improving the facilities, improving the technology. And she again mentioned that she is for border security, which is a point that hopefully will help her to get elected, right? And the second very important point that she mentioned, she also stated, however, that we do need to have a comprehensive immigration reform, which is very important for immigration community because that's what we all are waiting for. Now we do have something coming up. Hopefully, Democrats are not going to abandon this idea of parole in place. And parole in place is not a comprehensive immigration reform, but it's a little step, a little brick in that wall of changes that need to be happened that will help many people in the United States to fix their status by not leaving the United States, but by avoiding having to go through I-601A route and avoiding having to prove that special hardships to their spouses and parents. So parole in place, as you know, maybe you do know, is probably going to be announced and accepted for filing on August 19th, 2024. I said probably just because, according to numerous sources, we were supposed to already have the regulations behind parole in place filings, but so far nothing has been published. I do believe that it will be published probably literally the last minute, but again, parole in place, even though it's going to be very helpful, it's not a comprehensive immigration reform, because for parole in place, you have to meet very certain, very rigid qualifications, right? You have to be in the United States for 10 years as of a certain date. You have to be married to a US citizen as of a certain date. And interestingly enough, currently, questions and answers on USCIS website says that somebody who is in removal proceedings will qualify for parole in place. We, in immigration lawyers, we understand removal proceedings to mean also somebody who was in removal proceedings in the past. It means that, at least currently, what we're advising clients, that people who have previous orders of removal and who are currently in removal proceedings may qualify for parole in place, and I would say should apply unless we receive absolute directions to the contrary. So it's very important. So again, parole in place is a very helpful thing, but it's not going to help too many people. And we know that we have millions of people in the United States who are looking for help, right? And Kamala Harris's statement that she is going to be interested in comprehensive immigration reform gives us this hope that hopefully she actually is going to stick to the plan. And again, during her past day rally, she was reverting back. She was, talking about different things that she's done or tried to do as a vice president currently at the border, and why it was not tremendously successful, even though I would have to say that I cannot say that it was a complete failure. Despite numerous criticism of Biden's parole programs and fraud involved, which unfortunately fraud was uncovered for a parole program, humanitarian parole program, it still was a better way and humane way to manage the situation at the border than alternative of basically just stopping people physically, not allowing them to enter, not giving them water, and not basically looking at the people who are immigrants who are trying to come to the United States, looking at them as humans, but rather than as somebody who is dehumanized in the eyes of the law. So I think here, in my personal view, administration wasn't on the right track. The only thing that I believe that we need more resources at the border, and hopefully immigration bills that will be proposed will address this issue. I'm sure that any proposal in the future that will keep in mind comprehensive immigration reform will be tied up to the border security and funds for the border. Mark my word, we're going to see what's going to happen. So it seems that Kamala Harris has a real shot at winning these elections, surprisingly, I have to say. But it's actually good news for immigrants, because as a Democratic candidate, Democrats usually are in favor of various immigration changes, opposed to the other side. And we're going to see how the situation is going to unfold. Again, as soon as PIP regulations are published, I'll be very happy to share them with you guys. And we're going to move on now to the next topic. Another thing I wanted you to remember is that currently, in current immigration situation where we're at, immigration landscape is shaped by court decisions predominantly. Court decisions. So if you're somebody who is going through this or that immigration process, you must watch out for those US Supreme Court decisions and decisions by the federal courts, because they may affect you. All right. For example, there is a settlement agreement on the table for those of you who were denied work permits because of asylum work clock. The settlement agreement says that from now on, if of course it's confirmed by the court, and I don't think it has been, perhaps I missed something, but it probably will be confirmed by the court and entered as an order. Basically, for those of you who are going through asylum process, and if you're waiting for your work permit and you are denied work permit because your clock was stopped, the government would have to give you a notice of the stopping of the clock, an opportunity to challenge that stop clock decision, which is very, very important. Very often, unfortunately, when the clock stops, it stops for good, and it's extremely difficult to restart it. So only one benefit the United States government gives those who are seeking asylum in the United States is that work permit. And imagine, due to some mistake or misunderstanding, you're going to lose that benefit without an opportunity to challenge the decision. So it's very important litigation. And there are a number of other important court cases that will affect those, for example, already affected those who are sponsoring spouses from overseas. And having this information, knowing that that's what shapes the immigration laws currently, then you can plan better for your future and the future of loved ones. You will better address the challenges with the national visa process, for example, right? Now we know that we can sue the Department of State, for example, if the visa is denied unfairly. It's a huge, huge change from the previous federal court decision where we had a chance to challenge such a denial. So now you're perhaps going to look into alternative, if there are any, to this particular situation. So watch out for those court decisions, guys, okay? They're very, very important. Now I will be answering some of you guys' questions. We have a huge amount of people with questions on TikTok and a good amount of people on YouTube and Facebook. Hi, Danish. Hi, Kama. Good day. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hi, Sohail, watching from Virginia. Hi, Duke, Olympia, Washington. Hi, Ura. Hi, Mehar. Very nice seeing all of you guys. Let me know if you have questions. Hi, Tariq. Hi, Baris. Hi, Elena, Pennsylvania. Yay. Hi, Danny, Kansas City, all over the United States and overseas. All right. I got USA citizenship, but I need to sponsor my brothers. Hi, Afghan. Oh, great question. For those of you who finally received your US citizenship, you should file that sponsorship for your siblings right away. Why? Because it takes a long time for them to be able to use it, guys. 10, 14, and sometimes more years. Keep that in mind. The sooner you file, the better it's going to be for your siblings, because the clock is going to start ticking, but it's going to take forever. Now, I know that humanitarian programs for Cuba, Venezuela, Nicaragua, and Haiti is on pause, but it's not on pause for people from Afghanistan. So whoever is asking that question, please look into the humanitarian parole, and you may be able to bring your family members earlier than 14 years if they qualify for that parole program, okay? All right. Let me see. How can I talk to you about my case? Guys, to talk to me about your specific case in private, you would need to make an appointment. I don't think that you want the world to know the facts, particular facts of your case, especially if there are any criminal charges involved or past immigration violations. No sensible immigration attorney is going to dive in depth of one's situation if there is any fear or concern about confidentiality of the information that is shared. That's why it's always best to book a private consultation with a lawyer and have a confidential conversation with an attorney one-to-one, okay? Here I'm just sharing tips with you. Sometimes I don't even mention your name, so I mention nicks that you share online. So as little identifiable information, please, as possible. Hi, brown boy. Well, I-601A pending, so I can get advanced parole to go another country. Is it safe to travel? Friends, I-601A pending does not provide for an opportunity to ask for an advanced parole. You have to know that. What happens is this: once I-601A is approved, hopefully, you will have to leave the country without advanced parole, all right, without advanced parole. And you will have to assume that risk of traveling and trust your attorney that you will be able to come back. That's what I-601A is. If you filed for I-601A and you understand the risk of traveling overseas, I strongly encourage you to please consider parole in place that is going to be opened on August 19th. Parole in place fixes, just as I-601A, issue of unlawful entry to the United States. But the difference is that if parole in place is approved, you don't have to leave the United States. You can fix your status, you can get the green card in the United States. Hi, Manuel. Yeah, have I-360 VAWA approved? What that means and what is the next step? Well, if you have I-360 approved, hopefully you're going to receive C-31 work permit and deferred action. You will be protected from deportation. And now is the time to see what's happening with your green card. Second part of the process. Was it filed already? Form I-45? Was it still pending? Or you need to file that. And if you can file it, okay, not everybody who receives I-360 may adjust status, guys. Some people will not be able to. Hi, Travis. Will me and my wife have any more kids? I'm not an oracle. I am only an immigration lawyer. I wish I had ability to see into the future for every question that you guys have, but so far, not the case. But I will sharpen my skills. Hi, Joe Wise. Does associate degree include in Biden executive order? You're referring to the executive order that relates to the educational portion of the changes, immigration changes. As far as I remember, it covered bachelor's degrees. All right, I do not remember them discussing associate degrees, but I may be wrong. I'm going to be very honest. Okay. I'm going to be very honest. I may not remember it correctly. What is K-1 visa approval timeline currently? Well, that I can answer. 5 months. 5 months, about 5 months. Okay. Hi, Gunas. Let me see if we have more questions. All right. Can you apply for PIP if you have a live ban? Hi, Amanda. Can you apply for PIP if you have a permanent bar? Currently, it says that yes, you will be able to apply for parole in place even if you have a permanent bar. What would be the benefit for you? You will receive that work permit for 3 years. But perhaps there will be more to that than what we're thinking now. We're going to be waiting for those regulations to be published to address the situation of someone who, first of all, has an order of removal already, and second, who may face a permanent bar. Currently, there is nothing in announcement that says that you will not be able to file for parole in place if you have a permanent bar. But receiving parole does not mean that later you will qualify for a green card. These are two different things. Still, parole in place comes with a certain benefit, protection from deportation for 3 years, and work permit. And later, We will going to find out probably, hopefully, when the regulations are published, whether or not somebody with a permanent bar will be able to also adjust the status after they receive parole in place. Hi, Elena. Can I apply for I-45 after approval I-360 while I have my asylum pending? Yes, of course you can. You can, you should. And by the way, do not withdraw that asylum unless and until your I-45 is approved, okay? Hi, user 9707. I filed K1 for my fiance and received the probable notice of action. What's the next step and how long is it? The next step would be, if you receive the receipt, that's probably what you mean, right? The next step would be to wait for the decision on your application or to wait for the request for more evidence, all right? If USCIS will decides that something is missing from your application, they will send a request for more evidence for you guys. Very often they do, even if everything is fine with your application. So don't blame your lawyer. All right. Hi, Nicola. I don't see any question. It would be nice if I smile. I have a headache today. I'll try to smile more. You know, I'm afraid I have a little bit of something going on that's going on around. Hi, Hirakan. What is the total cost? Total cost of any application depends on what is it that you're filing for. I'm not sure what was of your interest in terms of immigration. If you would like to find out our prices, please contact us and we'll be very happy to let you know what we charge for this or that application. Hi, good Pat. Thank you very much for the roses. This is very sweet of you. Thank you very much. Let me see if you have any question that you would like me to answer. Hi, Mr. Big Money. Has the adjustment of status fee changed? Yes, it did, and it changed big time. Currently, if you file for adjustment of status, you have to provide a check for $1,440 for the form I-45. If you also would like to ask for the work permit together with your asylum, together with your adjustment of status, you will need to pay additionally $260. It's no longer included in the same fee. Plus, if you would like on top of that receive a travel permit, you will have to pay additionally $630. So it became very expensive, right? But I guess everything doubled. So everything doubled. Let me see. Thank you guys for sharing this stream. Hi, Danny. Is misrepresentation can disqualify you? Okay. If someone committed misrepresentation, will it disqualify them from parole in place? Not by itself, according to what I understand is happening. Well, first of all, we need to know what kind of misrepresentation was that. Was it like something grave or something that wasn't really that bad, okay? Something that you definitely lied about or something that you were not sure and provided incorrect information, and also how long time ago it was. Parole in place is said to be discretionary relief. It means that if you provide strong evidence of rehabilitation, you may have a chance of receiving it, and you may be forgiven for your mishaps in the past. Hi, Duke. I haven't seen your question. Let me see. Okay, I see the question. What advantage do I have if my US citizen fiance is a veteran? We plan to get married and soon file for I-130 and so on and so on. Do I have some benefit? The only known benefit that you have, well, they're veterans, so they're not actively serving. Maybe, and I'm not sure what the affiliation with the military is right now, but the biggest benefit usually is the fact that, number one, let's talk about the current military members. That's for sure, it applies to them. Slightly different thresholds for affidavit of support. That's one benefit. Number two, if, for example, there is a couple and a US citizen is in the military and they're called for the interview, their presence may be waived. Discretion of the interviewing officer, the presence of the deployed spouse may be waived at the interview. What else? Well, there are some other benefits, but at the later state of the immigration, in the later state of the immigration process. So honestly, I don't think there are many, okay? I don't think there are many benefits. The only thing is this, I would say, generally speaking, because USCIS is a government, they do have respect, and generally speaking, they honor, and there is certain trust involved when a military member, former military member, is submitting certain requests before the federal government, okay? Unless they're caught committing some sort of a bad fraud, in my experience, what I've seen usually their applications will be processed a little bit faster. Also depends on location, and maybe USCIS is not going to give you such a hard time, all right, as for everybody else. But again, there are other factors involved. Just because a person is a veteran or even active military member doesn't mean that your case 100% is going to be approved. You still have to meet the threshold of proving by preponderance of the evidence that you do have a real marriage and so on and so forth. So I hope I explained it to the best of my abilities. There is no carte blanche for those who are married to military members, but you do have little breaks here and there, not really by the law, but to the discretion of the officer. That's how it works, okay? Now, let me answer one last question for today, and I'm going to be resting for the weekend, hopefully. I am in US 21. My mom had me on B1, B2 with Medicaid. I'm applying for green card for her. Will it be a problem? So your mom used Medicaid 21 years ago to give birth to you, right? Will it be a problem? Currently, under the current guidelines related to public charge, it should not be a problem. Women who used Medicaid to give birth to the United States citizens in the United States are not being punished for that, basically, if I had to explain that. So I think you'll be fine, right? And your mom should be fine. Well, guys, thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for liking and sharing the stream. I had a very good session today. I'm going to have another live soon next week, so please don't forget to sign up for my social media channels to stay in touch. And I hope to see you all very, very soon.